Welcome to another Ella in the Moon tutorial. This was a request by a subscriber, so I'm just throwing this up there.
The curtain that I used to make this, which it'll be finished by the end of the video.
It will not be finished by the end of this video.
Very large, heavy curtain. All right, so in order for it to not look super handmade and like rough, rustic, whatever, you're gonna need to fold in and so fold in once and then fold again, okay, so that the raw doesn't show. And then I don't know why I didn't think of that. You don't want to have to go through all that work. I was just gonna try to figure out it and I didn't figure it out. And then so that you don't have any raw edges, let me show you now. And then so, okay, so it looks nice and neat. And we want nice and neat, especially if you are a perfectionist, or just because you want it to look really, really good and not like shaggy or shabby. Fourth of an inch seam allowance, I suppose. I don't know what is that in centimetres. You should press this first, but I'm just trying to do this video, so. I haven't pressed it with an iron. But you're gonna see what a big difference it makes, which you probably already know this, actually. I don't know why I'm belaboring this. So I'll get the strips done. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off of here because I don't really need this strip right now. And I can just deal with it later if I want to add another strip for this. So I just want to show you how nice the edge looks. See, it's not all messy. So you can do that. I don't know why I didn't think of that to begin with. And then I could turn this in and sew that too, okay? But this may be hidden. I'm not sure what I'm doing with the back right now. All right, so we go back over here to the piece. Now I do recommend you doing it that way instead of this rushed way, because this stuff is getting everywhere. It's coming apart. So you see all that? Hold on, let me zoom in. So you see all this? That's from it being unraveling and the threads coming off.
This is obviously a size small. If you need a larger size, you're going to need to add more panels. You will need to add 2 panels per side, per size up. So if you add, you'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're making a large, medium large, you'll need like 7 on each side. If you're making a extra large, 7, 8, and then you'll need to add more knots, obviously. So you need to have 3 knots for a large, and you need to have 4 for a extra large and extra large.
Now let's do some weaving. So basically I do over under. It's very classic basic weaving. I usually go to the right first, over, under, over, under, over, under, and then I go left, over, under, over, under, so on and so forth, making sure I don't skip any because it'll mess up the weaving pattern. But yeah, so that's what I do for the remainder, and you'll see that. As you're weaving, make sure that you're pulling tightly. You don't want it loose or it won't have a nice weaving effect. So now I need to put this on the sewing machine. You've seen how the weaving is done. I think for the skirt part, if you're gonna move forward with making this item or something like this and riffing on it, I think it would be cute to do like a puffy skirt, put like some tulle or perhaps maybe over top of it, like sew tulle on here or under. I'm not really sure. I'm probably not gonna finish this for a while, but I think I am gonna use tulle. But I mean, I'm not really selling this. It was just something to show from an old curtain, because if I were to try to sell something like this, like I would have to go back to the beginning and make sure all these raw edges are not, you can't see all the raw edges. But if you're trying to make something and you do it the right way from the beginning, just make sure that you hem the strips properly so that there's no raw and there's no little tendrils and pieces of fabric coming off. But I do want to finish this because this can be like a prototype for me for future items. So I am going to go and put it on the machine and sew down the sides in like a diagonal fashion. Sew down the side in a diagonal fashion, stitches. And then I'm going to, I believe, get a piece of wide band of elastic and sew the elastic on, and so that it can be pulled over, it can be tied up here, and you could use a different tie. You could actually use another piece of the strip for the to go across here instead of a piece of rope. But it's just going to be able to be pulled on and then tied in the back up here and down here.
The sewing needle broke on my machine, so I wasn't able to finish this, but stay tuned and thanks for watching.